The English Renaissance from 1485 to 1660 was a huge time for change. In the early 1600s, during the Elizabethan era, people started to have a different viewpoint on the social structure. Humanists pushed for the idea of idealism. The ideal is for everyone to be able to choose how they feel and not feel obliged to choose based off their class. Humanism began to be taught in institutions and was inserted into many forms of literature. These often had to be translated due to the variety of languages spoken during this era. Sir Thomas More was a huge part of humanist literature, as he wrote the book Utopia in 1516, an image he believed of as the perfect society where everyone was equal, circulating views both politically and socially for everyone in the society. During the Elizabethan era, the nobility, the gentry, the yeomanry, and the poor were the four main classes. This determined things like shelter, apparel, friends, and work. The nobility was a small group but led a wealthy and powerful life. They were just under the monarch and often found to be intimidating to the monarch. Nobility could be earned from birthright and by the power of the king or queen. The gentry was a group made up of knights and gentlemen. They had enough money to where they didn't have to do hard work with their hands. The yeomanry were equivalent to the middle class today. They had just enough money to maintain their land and sustain a quality life. They usually spent their life trying to improve their land share. The poor struggled to afford any food, decent clothes, or shelter. Their numbers increased, so laws were passed to try and better their class. Work was required, and if they refused, they could be sentenced to death. Fashion was highly important in the Elizabethan era. The status of apparel was placed by the Queen to help show the social structure and limit the people on their clothing. This helped maintain the social structure by showcasing your money through your clothes, and also your status in the community. Restrictions like robes could only be worn by the royal family, and the nobles could have their clothes lined with fur, were put into place to divide the classes. The wealthy could afford to wear velvet, silks, and satin, along with brighter colored materials. The working class wore duller colors like yellows, greens, light blues, or rust, as they couldn't or weren't allowed to wear the rich colored fabric. Women wore heavy petticoats along with tight corsets and heavy jewelry. Ruffs were worn by both men and women to also show power with wealth. Commonly worn around the neck or wrist, seen in many paintings of the upper class society. The ruffs gradually grew larger over time.